Hello, welcome to yoga class, to our impromptu midweek yoga class. If you are watching this in the future, that is not going to matter to you. So happy day, whatever day it is. And let's settle in for our 45-minute practice. We're going to start by switching our hats as we do in our meditation posture. So comfortable cross-legged position. Maybe if a lotus or half lotus is in your practice, you can come into that this afternoon. Or if that's uncomfortable or you're just not feeling it today, you can go ahead and lay on the back in a supine position, knees up to the sky. And we start to breathe in through our nose, down into the belly. Starting to tap in, become aware of the body, making space for the body and within the body with the breath. Notice the sits bones making contact with the earth, maybe the tailbone reaching down into the ground. And with the eyes closed, we imagine the straightness and natural curve of the spine reaching all the way up through the crown. On the inhales, we notice how we sit up a little taller. The exhales, we grow a little softer, letting the muscle melt away from the bone. Sitting in a way that supports the movement of the breath and feeling the way the breath interacts with the body. Start to make our exhales a little longer than our inhales. Taking note, if you haven't already, in the areas that are calling out for your attention today. Let's be here for 3 more breath cycles. Big inhale, long, intentional, slow exhale. Last one, big inhale, long, slow exhale. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to reach our belly forward, gazing out past our crossed legs. If you are in a supine position, we will wait just a few beats for you to sit up in a cross-legged position with us. And on the exhale, we drop the forearms and the palms down to the earth, starting to take a seated forward fold. We let the chin drop towards the chest. Crown of the head shines down to the earth. Inhale, we rise up, elbows straight, gaze comes out right between the hands. Exhale, we drop elbows and forearms back down to the earth. Inhale, pressing into the palms, arms straighten, gaze is right in between the hands. Exhale, elbows drop, crown shines down to the earth. Inhale lifts you halfway or seated halfway. Exhale, fold, last one. Inhale lifts you halfway. On the exhale, we'll crawl the arms back towards the legs. Spine starts to sit up nice and tall again. Left hand drops to the outside of the left leg as we inhale, right arm up and over towards the left. Shoulders are stacked. So right shoulder is above the left shoulder. Exhale, right arm floats back up the way that it came, keeping the arm straight. We drop the right arm to the outside of the right hip. Left arm swings up and over. Inhale, left arm reaches up and over. Left fingertips kiss down to the mat. And then inhale, both arms come wide up overhead. We look up in between the space, or look at the space in between the palms. Exhale, hands float down the way that they came. Chin drops down to the chest maybe. Inhale again, arms come up overhead. Big inhale, we feel the spine reaching out through the crown, shooting down through the tail into the earth. Exhale, right hand is dropping to the left knee. Left arm finds a space behind us. Seated twist in a way that feels supportive for you. We bring an awareness to our right shoulder, consciously dropping it down away from the right ear. Maybe we drop left ear to left shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale rolls you back through center, and we again inhale both arms up overhead. We pause for an inhale, growing tall through the spine. Exhale, left hand drops to right knee, right hand drops behind us in space, finding a seated twist that feels supported, engaging, and active. Bringing an awareness now to our left shoulder, dropping it down away from the ear, maybe dropping the right ear to the right shoulder. Exhale unravels you back to center. We inhale to sit up nice and tall. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. We're going to take some gentle neck rolls. So before we do so, chin drops to the chest, and then we bring our awareness to our shoulders. So shoulder blades are pinching together and then melting down the back body, letting the shoulders drop down away from the ears. So big space between the shoulders and the earlobes. As we inhale. Exhale, chin staying as close to the chest as your body will allow and feels comfortable. We roll the neck, drawing the left ear over the left shoulder. Noticing how the breath is interacting with the right side of the neck. Exhale, chin stays towards the chest as we roll through center until the right ear is above the right shoulder. Noticing any differences on this side, noticing how the breath interacts with the left side of the neck. Exhale, rolls the chin down through the chest, left ear comes over left shoulder. Exhale through center, right ear over right shoulder. Exhale through center. Gently, we let the head rise. We're going to make our way into tabletop position. So however you want to get there is up to you. You can roll right through center. Maybe swing the legs off to the side. Or if you are facing the long edge of the mat, you can place both hands on the outside of the right thigh and gently find a twisting motion until you come into a tabletop. So when we get there, we're going to take some organic movement. So maybe bumping the hips from one side to the other, letting the head fall opposite. Maybe you take some hip circles, some pelvic circles. Maybe you start to make some figure 8 shapes with the body. Incorporating both the hips and the neck. I would encourage you to close your eyes. Find a movement that feels organic, supportive, helpful, and one that feels releasing in the spine. Here we're just waking up the spine, reminding it in all ways that it can move. Let's take a few more breaths here. Moving with your breath, and we'll meet back together in our tabletop position. We've got a strong spine, pulling belly button back towards the low back. Inhale, we drop the belly, lift the tail, open the chest, gazes forward. Exhale, we round through, tail curls, dropping the crown. Pressing away from the yoga mat in the hands, firming our foundation through the tops of our feet. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Again, light in the body, lifting away from the mat. Exhale, round through. Inhale, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, we round through, really pressing away, squeezing tail to belly button. Exhale brings us back to tabletop position. This time we're going to intentionally drop the hips over to the left heel. Let them sink all the way down to the left heel. Gaze comes out past your right shoulder. Exhale rolls you through center before we take it to the other side. Hips drop all the way over to the right heel. Gaze is past the left shoulder. Exhale through center. One more time on each side. Really exaggerating that stretch along the left side body. The intercostals and between the ribs. Exhale through center. Over to the other side. Exhale draws you up through center. We curl the toes, stay for the inhale. Exhale, we're sending the hips up high. Downward facing dog. Taking a moment here to pedal it out if you need to. Straightening one leg, bending the opposite knee. Maybe rocking the hips from side to side. One more inhale. Long, slow, releasing exhale. Stay for the inhale. Your next exhale sends you up to the top of the mat. When you get there, we'll meet together in a forward fold. Feet can be hip width apart, arch to arch, or if you want to do feet a little wider than the hips, that's okay too. Knees can be as straight or as bent and buoyant as they need to be for your safety. There's no wrong answer here, but there can be unsafe ones, so make sure we're listening to our bodies, accepting and acknowledging that what is happening in my body is going to look and feel different than what's happening in your body. Let's take some gentle pedals of the legs here in our forward fold. Straightening one leg, bending the other, and maybe turning. Exaggerating the stretch by looking underneath the elbow, or excuse me, the armpit of the straightened leg.
And then let's find a moment of stillness at center. Our next inhale, we start to slowly roll our way up to mountain. We're active through the inner thighs, arches are lifted, slowly stacking. Spine on top of itself, arms come up overhead, palms kiss together and descend right at the heart space. Let's drop chin to chest, close the eyes for a breath cycle. Big inhale. Long releasing exhale. We're going to warm up with some sun salutations, dropping the hands. We inhale, arms come up overhead. Palms can either stay together or flip externally to swan dive as you make your way into your forward fold. Inhale lifts you halfway, fingertips on the shins, tops of the thighs, or still on the ground. Exhale, we fold, palms come down to the mat, making our way back into our plank. Inhale. Exhale, let's lower slowly all the way down to the ground. We flip the toes. Inhale presses us up, chest, belly, low abdomen lifts off the ground. We're in cobra. Knees are engaged. We're pressing down through our foundation, tops of the feet. Big inhale, chest is wide open. Exhale, we gently fold for the forehead to kiss, toes to curl, pressing your way up to table or plank before sending the hips up high, downward facing dog. One more inhale. Exhale steps you up, feet to hands, forward fold. Inhale rolls you right up to mountain. Arms come with you up overhead. Palms kiss together and descend at the heart space. Here we go again. Arms go down to come up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale lifts halfway. Exhale, fold. Palms come down. Make your way to plank. Inhale. Exhale. We lower, elbows are tight to the side body. All toes are in contact with the mat. Toes flip, so tops of the feet are in contact with the mat. Exhale, we press through the fingertips, lifting into our cobra. Exhale, we fold. Inhale presses you up to tabletop or plank before sending the hips up high, downward facing dog. Exhale steps you up. Forward fold. Inhale rolls you up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead. Palms kiss together, descending at the heart space. Arms down to come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step or hop back to plank. Exhale, lower all the way. Inhale presses you up to cobra. Exhale, fold. Inhale, table or plank before sending the hips up high, downward facing dog. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rolls your way up to mountain. Arms up overhead, palms kiss together, descend at the heart space. Going 3 more times, just like that. Move at your own pace. Arms go down to come up. Exhale, fold, syncing up breath with the movement. Halfway lift.
fold. Plank. Transitioning to cobra on your inhale. Tabletop or plank to transition to downward facing dog. Exhale, step or hop up to forward fold. Inhale rolls you up to mountain. And jump right back in. Last one. Next time you're in downward facing dog, we will meet there to pause for 2 breath cycles. Inhale, we lift the right leg up high, 3-legged dog before dropping the heel to the hip, opening the pelvis, the front body over to the right side of the mat. Exhale, we step the right foot up behind the right hand, and then we pivot both sets of toes, both feet over to the long side of the right edge of the mat, lifting right arm up to the ceiling, pressing into the right foot, helping to lift the hips. Big inhale. Exhale, right fingers reach towards the front of the mat, biceps by the ears. Exhale, we pivot back to where we started, taking a pause. So we're going to stay here and hold, maybe turning the right toes out away from the body towards the right side of the mat. One more inhale. Exhale, we lift the hips slightly just to make room to bring that right foot back to meet the left. Taking a pause for a few breath cycles, maybe noticing the room that you've created in the spine, in the low back, and the hips. Inhale, right leg lifts up high, 3-legged dog. Heel drops to hip as we open the pelvis and front of the body towards the left side of the mat. Exhale, we step the left foot behind the left hand. And then pivot both sets of toes over to the left, reaching left arm up to the ceiling. Pressing through the left foot helping to lift the hips. Exhale, left fingers reach towards the front of the mat, biceps by the ears. Exhale, we pivot back towards the front of the mat, coming into our lizard variation. Both palms are on the mat, maybe coming up on the fists if we need to build the earth up to us a little bit. Left toes are pointed slightly away from the body. Gaze is straight down, making this long line from the tail to the crown. We're heavy in the back heel. Exhale, we lift the hips, drawing the left foot back to meet the right. In downward facing dog. Big inhale. Exhale, we step feet to hands up to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale rolls us up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead, palms kiss together. Descending at the heart space. Arms go down to come up. Exhale, we fold. Fingertips come down to the mat. We step the left foot back, dropping the back knee. We're in our low lunge. Back foot either flips or stay up on the toes. Fingertips are either on the ground or maybe hovering just above the ground, or we rise slightly, resting both hands on the top of the right thigh. Inhale, exhale, we're lifting hips up and back as we reach the toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we roll back through that front foot, pressing up into our high lunge variation. You can, of course, always lift the back knee, back leg. Exhale, we drop the hands, framing the right foot. Hands come down. We lift the back knee. We're going to step the back foot up to meet the right. In a forward fold. Inhale, rises us up to mountain. Arms come with us up overhead. Palms kiss together. Exhale, we fold, diving right back in. Fingertips come down to the mat. This time we step the right foot back. Back knee drops. Finding our low lunge on the other side. Sending the breath down into the hips. Big inhale. Exhale, we lift the hips up and back. Left toes reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, we roll through the palm, pressing into the front foot. We rise, high lunge modification. Dropping the shoulders down away from the ears. We need to widen the hand stance to do this, to do that comfortably. You may. Exhale, we float the hands down to frame the left foot, lifting the back knee. We step back foot up to meet the right in forward fold.
Fingertips stay down on the mat as we heel toe, the feet slightly wider than the hips. Heels are pointing in towards the midline, toes are pointing away from the body. Big inhales, we exhale, start to send the hips down in between the heels. For a variation of a squat that you need, maybe that means keeping the hands on the ground, leaning forward. Maybe you have a rolled up blanket that you want to place underneath the heels. Or maybe you do sink the hips and the tailbone down to the ground in between the heels. Thumbs come to the heart space, and then we lift the heart towards the thumbs. One more inhale. Exhale, one hand comes down to the front of the mat, one to the back as we sink onto the hips. Left heel comes to the midline. We wrap the right leg up and over the left thigh. Right toes are pointing away from the body. We can stay here, clasping around the outside of the knee, or maybe we reach left elbow around the right knee, finding our seated twist. Or maybe we bring the left elbow to the outside of the right knee, finding a deep twist. So working with whatever variation of our body we've shown up with today. Belly button draws to the top of the right thigh. Right knee draws towards the left shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, we unravel through center. We take the right leg up and over to draw the right heel in towards the midline. Left leg comes up and over the right as we take the other side. Finding whatever variation works for us on this side, which might feel vastly different than the other, and that's okay. Always being mindful of our spine, we draw shoulders down away from the ears, shoulder blades pinched together. Sitting up nice and tall. And we feel both sits bones connected with the earth, tailbone reaching down to the ground. Exhale, we unravel through center. We're going to take it into our supine position, making our way onto our back. When we get there, we draw the heels back towards the hips as much as feels comfortable. We're going to press into the back of the head, snuggling the shoulder blades right underneath the heart space, really opening the heart space, the chest up wide. Palms are face down right next to the hips, close to the body. Inhale, we scoop the tailbone so that it reaches up towards the earth, low back is flush with the mat. We're going to make our way into a bridge. So on our next exhale, we're going to press into the feet, in through the soles of the feet, sending the tailbone first to the back of the knees before lifting the pelvis.
with the strength of our legs and the activation of our abdomen. Here we go. Big inhale. Exhale, press into the feet, into the hands as we send the tailbone first towards the back of the knees, then lift the pelvis. Chest lifts towards the chin, and then the chin lifts slightly towards the ceiling. We're squeezing the inner thighs together like we're holding a block right in between our knees. Big inhale. Exhale, we're going to come out the way that we came. So first, letting the shoulder blades fall. And the middle spine, low back, and then hips. Take a breath of rest. And here we go again. Big inhale. Exhale, pressing through our foundation. We lift tail to back of the knees, rolling the pelvis up. Strengthen our legs, strengthen our abdomen. Our glutes are firm, but we're not squeezing them. Chest lifts towards the chin, chin lifts towards the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, we roll back through the way we came. Breath of rest. Spiritual number 3. Let's go for the third round. Big inhale. Exhale, we press, lifting tail to back of the knee, rolling up through to our bridge. Big inhale. Exhale helps us gently, slowly, with control, roll back through. Excellent. Knees draw up towards the chest. Hands interlace around the shins. Gently, we pull the knees towards the face. One more big inhale. Squeeze the knees. And exhale, right knee stays where it's at. Left leg drops down to the mat. Left foot sends out to the front of the mat, straightening that left leg. Inhale, right knee draws towards the right shoulder. Exhale, we help guide the right leg across the midline over to the left side of the mat. Right arm stays pinned down to the earth. And let's play around with an additional option here. So staying in our twist, we will gently draw the left heel towards the left glute as close as you're able and stay wherever your foot lands. Or maybe we reach the right hand down to clasp the left foot. Gently incorporating activity in the front of the left thigh. Big inhale. Exhale, we release the left foot. Active through the belly sends the right leg up through center. We drop the right foot, right sole. Left knee draws up towards the face, interlacing fingers around the shin. We send the right leg out long. Exhale, left knee to left shoulder. Exhale, we help guide the left knee across the midline over to the right side of the mat. Incorporating our new addition, we draw the right heel up towards the left glute, or excuse me, up towards the right glute. Maybe clasping the right foot with the left hand. Both shoulders stay pinned down to the earth. Maybe we look over past the left shoulder. Notice if we're gripping in either one of the glutes, either of the glute muscles, and we actively release them, consciously release them. One more big inhale, feeling that way down in the low back. Exhale, we gently release the right foot. Active belly draws the left leg through center as we send both feet out long towards the front of the mat. Settling in for a resting posture, Shavasana today. Maybe palms face up towards the earth or towards the ceiling. One last big inhale together. Long, slow exhale. Thank you for practicing with me today. Thank yourselves for showing up. It's the most difficult thing that we can do, but you did it, and I'm proud of you. Drink plenty of water today. Rest in Shavasana as long as you can. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.